This is the true face of Jesus Christ, one of a handful of paintings based on the cloth used to wipe Jesus' face before his crucifixion, known as the Veil of Veronica.
I think back on the African American people in America. I think how that they were taken against their wills, put in the belly of ships, brought over here, beat, cussed. Many of them died in the guts of those ships, thrown overboard. They were pulled from families over there. You ain't never heard a gut-wrenching song. Do you hear a black person sing one of those old black Negro spirituals? Nobody knows. I can't sing it like that, see, because I hadn't experienced what they be. When you've experienced hell, it comes out of the voice. I said, when you experience hell, it comes out of the voice. If you're one of those people that you got problem with black people or whatever, you better shut your mouth, because they're God's people. You better hear what I'm saying to you. You better shut your white mouth. You better shut your white mouth. I'm not kidding you. I know some of you was raised in the deep South, and you was raised by prejudiced people and bigoted people. You better get that out of your system. You better get it out of your system. It'll cause you to suffer right along with those masters. It'll cause you to suffer right along with them. These are God's people. And I know that there's wicked in white races and wicked in black races and all that. I'm not justifying none of that stuff. I'm just saying God knows what happened to the black race. He knows how they wound up over here, and God is going to reimburse the black people for all their trouble and all their labor. You watch what I tell you. Watch what I tell you.
We all know February is Black History Month here in Babylon. So as a Gentile, I'm here to profess, black people, you are Israelites, you are the chosen ones, you are a prestigious people. Your history is in the Bible. In order to better understand why you are Israelites, I'm going to bring forward two witnesses from Deuteronomy 28. And if you're not familiar with it, Deuteronomy 28 outlines the curses of the Israelites for not hearkening unto the voice of the Lord. Now I'll bring forth my first witness from Deuteronomy 28 and 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. So because you didn't keep your end of the covenant, follow the law, statutes, and commandments, you've been cursed. Let's take a look at one of those curses and see if it applies. Deuteronomy 28:66 reads, And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and shall have no assurance of thy life. Now, I don't know about you, I live in America. Black people have no assurance of their life, and it's because you're Israelites.
This is what she wrote. All right. She says, black people can't be anti-Sem unless they are self-hating and condemning as individuals. True Semitic people are black. So the only people who are being anti-Semitic about this are those that deny black people that they are the true Hebrews and continue to be gatekeepers of the said truth. It says the truth shall set you free. Don't hate me, hate the powers that be in the physical world.
On their conscience when they claim or when they perceive that the Bible is talking about them. Every time, at least in the New Testament, every time it talks about Israelites and their salvation and being brought back to the land, and also, heads up, all those Old Testament books and prophecies and prophets, most of those things haven't happened yet, and you won't even realize that unless you realize who Israelites really are. And hopefully you can get some knowledge and understanding from them, because who knows them better than themselves? And who can understand the Bible better than them? No one. Because, for one, who was the Bible written by? Them. Who was it written for? Them. The Bible doesn't belong to all of us. It belongs to them. And who are they? They're the black people.
So, late in 2016 is when I hear that the black people brought here on the slave ships could possibly be the same people that the whole Old Testament is written about, the Israelites. And so I started to research that and read and watch videos and read things online. And it especially after reading Deuteronomy chapter 28. The first half of the chapter is the blessings that Israel will receive if they just keep the commands. That's all they had to do. And then the second half is the curses that are going to fall on them if they don't keep the commands. Please go read those. Go read those and think about what these people have been through since day one of arriving in this country as slaves. And you just make up your own mind and pray about it and see where the Father leads you on that. That's all I can say. For me, personally, this is my journey. And for me, it brought the scriptures alive to me. Like, I believed it. Like, these are, to me, his people that are still living this curse.
And the form of the anger, but they were speaking truth. The Hebrew Israelites, God's chosen people, are what we call African American. Okay, they're not African and they're not American. They are God's chosen people, as well as the Indians and the Mexicans. And if it's the first time you're hearing this, you need to read the Bible. Because the proof is in the Bible, in genetics. Anyways, you need to read. Okay, you need to pray about this. So, I was just praying about...
You so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the biblical Israelites, according to the curses of Deuteronomy 28. What I want to go into today is show that Christ does have a color and that Christ is, according to the Bible, a black man. He is not a white man, as the Christian church teaches and has deceived the whole world to follow after the image that the Bible calls the image of the beast. But he is indeed a black man and not a white man and not a chameleon, as the Christian church, the modern day Christianity has called. They as soon as you prove that he's black, they say, well, he's invisible, or he can change to whatever color he wants to be. Christ had a body and Christ had a color. Christ came from the tribe of Judah. Revelation chapter 1, and I'm going to start at verse 14. First of all, the book of Revelation, the root word is to reveal. So Christ is about to be revealed. Why is he about to be revealed? Because God knew that in the end times, of which we are in, that should be obvious, that my people, the powers that be, would come up with a white image, and that they would convince the entire world that he is the image of Christ, when he is not. It says, and his voice as the sound of many waters, letting you know that Christ spoke loudly. Christ was a very austere man. Christ was not the punk that they have portrayed him to be in all of these movies, the effeminate image that they have given us. So to say that Christ is white when he is clearly black is nonsense. This is just deception by my people and lies to hide, because they know how important it is. They know how important the real Jews are, and they have done everything that they can to hide their identity from them and to cut them off from being a nation. So with that, I see that my video is getting long. I may not even be able to upload this. I may have to redo this Hopefully not, but with this, I'm gonna end the video and I'm gonna say shalom. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you. Israel, it's time to repent.
Get into the scripture, you're gonna know who's who as far as their nations go. And I'm an Edomite, and my forefathers done deceived this whole fucking planet. Pardon me, I'm working on my mouth, but they deceived this whole planet. And I could care less about all the other nations that they've been deceived. You know what I'm saying? But what gets me is that they deceive the Most High's people. The Most High's people. Do you not understand? Do y'all get that, what I'm talking about? Deceiving the Most High's people. People who are kings and queens of this planet, of this whole world, of everybody who has a heartbeat on this planet. They are they are royalty. True royalty.
And I just heard that you black people that was stolen from Africa to America, that you don't know who you are. You are the children of Yahweh, the children of Israel. You have to come back to your homeland, here to Zion, to Jerusalem, because us the Gentiles, we do need you. We need you to come and pray because you are our saviors. You're the one that was chosen by Yahweh to live in this land, not the Jewish people, it's you.
Remember the 400. I was a Christian missionary for years, but there came a time in my life when I realized that what I was taught about the Bible was a lie. In my confusion, I cried out for help. I met an Israelite who introduced me to the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob, who is described in the Bible as having hair white as wool and eyes red as fire. Yes, the God in the Bible is black. I'm grateful to witness the end of a 400-year period of slavery, foretold in the Bible of God's people, the Israelites in this new Egypt. The God in the Bible is black.